So the Independent Examinations Board achieved an overall pass rate of 98.47%, another record high here. This morning we are joined by two matriculants. One of them is Ruan Ferval, who was homeschooled online and managed to achieve 7 distinctions. And another learner is Jason Baras, who is from Sahiti, which is an independent school. They are here to tell us about their outstanding results. We're going to start off with Jason. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Did you know that it's coming?
I did not expect what it was in the end, but
really?
Sure. Yeah.
Full house, eh? How do you do that?
I don't know. We just took it a step at a time, I guess.
Yeah?
Just took it one step at a time.
You just took it one. What does it mean? What does one step at a time mean? You know, for some people it's difficult just to get the pass, but to get a full house.
It's a whole process to get there.
Yeah, so you can only imagine. Tell us about what your day entailed. Like, what does it mean waking up in the morning and preparing for an exam?
Sure, it was quite hectic to prepare for everything, but in the end, our teachers always said to us, you don't focus on all the work that's to come. You take it one day, slow and steady, and you build up your knowledge. And in the end, when you walk into the exam, you'll be confident, you'll be ready.
Yeah, and you're confident and you were ready.
I think so, yeah.
A 98% average. You know, 98%, 98% is even higher than the national average. That's quite massive, eh?
Yeah, thank you.
That is quite massive. How do you feel?
I'm so thrilled about it. I did not expect it to be that high, and I'm so happy.
You're so happy about it, yeah. What the parents say, what the family say.
The parents were stunned, really.
Yeah.
And even the rest of the family.
Take us through that moment. Take us through that moment. So when you received the results, what happened?
I was just walking around with my phone in my hand, and I just see them pop through. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, they're here now. And we all just looked at them, and sure, the mouths dropped, even mine. I was like, okay. Sure.
This is it. This is it. No, congratulations. Well done. Let's go to Ruan now, who's joining us virtually. Ruan, I think that you probably decided to do an online, joining us online because you did online learning and homeschooling. So this is what I'm used to. You know, nothing out of the ordinary. Congratulations to you too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us, Ruan, first of all, the decision to do homeschooling and online learning at that as well. What informed that particular decision?
Well, after COVID, so it was in 2020, and I was in grade 7, and our school provided us with the infrastructure to do both online schooling and go back to school once COVID ended. And me and my siblings opted to stay at home. And at the end of the year, I still did pretty well in terms of mathematics because I overachieved compared to the rest of my grade at that school, even though I was never actually in class. And so we decided to stick with it, and then we went to Evolve Online, which also provided us with the necessary structures to learn independently.
Yeah, listen to them, hey? Did pretty well. Yeah, it's a lot. Well, it's not just. It's really incredible. 7 distinctions. And there's a difference between homeschooling and going back to the traditional schooling that we are used to. But tell us about what that difference was like.
So you definitely, when I went now to Evolve Online, so it started in 2021 and it ended in 2024. So it's definitely, you're learning independently. You don't have teachers hovering over you. You have teachers that explain the content to you, give you assignments to complete, and the rest is all up to you. You can, for example, if you have questions, you can contact your teachers, but if you don't put in the necessary effort, you won't succeed.
Yeah.
You need to study and focus and not expect anybody else to do your work for you. It's completely independent. I have to say, when I read through 1 or 2 articles, was reading about high achievers having study groups and extra lessons and all that. And it's funny because when it comes to online school, I just sat down and studied the material and, for example, did research online to understand the content. So it's independent, but you do also have the necessary support system when you have queries and run into a problem.
Yeah. And for you, Jason, what was traditional schooling like? That is, I guess, the only thing that you know.
Yeah, I've never done anything else.
You've never done any homeschooling or anything like that?
We did online only for a bit during COVID, but that's pretty much all I've had.
And what was that experience like?
It was
because it was during
daunting.
COVID as well, and there was that whole rotational schedule as well that was implemented,
It was quite daunting because it happened so suddenly. The one day we were at school, and the next, like, okay, get out your phones, get out your laptops, we're going to help you guys transition over to online, and just started straight away like that. There was no time to really cross over, and it was our grade 8 year.
Yeah.
So that was even more
Then there's
crazy.
the transition then from doing the online and the rotational timetable back to the traditional school. Was that difficult at all?
I would say it's much easier, I think, because we were all eager to get back to how proper school was, so we were much more anxious to get back.
Much more anxious to get back. So what does the future hold for you?
I don't know. I'm thinking of going down to Cape Town, maybe to UCT, or staying here at Wits. I still need to make a final decision. But other than that, I think I'm going to do something in math, because I really like my math. So we'll see where the future takes me.
Yeah, go and do it. Go and do it. And Ruan, for you, what does the future hold? Probably something in tech, yeah? I'm just joking.
So my parents are both CAs, and actually most of the members of my family are. So I'm definitely going down that route. So I'm looking at UJ to study BCom accounting, but also I'm not dedicating all my time to it because I'm also interested in game development. So I started focusing on that once I finished my finals. Yeah. So I think by going both routes, I can actually succeed in both areas.
Okay, so before the start of this interview, I asked you guys to come up with a question that you'd like to ask each other. And Ruan, I'm going to start off with you. What question do you have for Jason?
How did you find his maths paper, paper 2 specifically?
Math paper 2, I thought it was quite weird. In the end, I got through it, but the last 2 questions, I sat there for a bit like, okay, I don't even know where to start here. And then I just took it step by step, and I was like, oh, maybe we're getting somewhere now. Yeah. But it was quite a weird paper, I thought.
Maths paper 2?
Yeah, math paper 2.
Okay. Ruan, why do you ask that specific question quickly?
Because when I wrote my paper 2, it actually went really well. It's probably confident I've ever been once I finished a paper, specifically such a paper for the November exams.
Okay. And Jason, your question for Ruan.
I want to know, what was the biggest thing that you had to overcome doing homeschooling and online school? Because I know I struggled online. So how did you overcome your biggest challenge?
Funny enough, the challenges weren't going independent. I have to say, once I made the decision to go online and start working by myself, it's just making sure that I stay within the curriculum. And one thing though that I think was, for example, the group work. When you do it online, it's not really practical. I remember in grade 8, so I did grade 8 to 9 together because Evolve offered that option for me and actually provided an effective support system and the classes to allow me to achieve that. But so I had to do 2 years group work in 1 year, and it was a bit more difficult compared to a normal school where you have everybody sitting together and actually contributing. Whereas when you leave, for example, your chat, nobody tends to respond. So I think that was probably the most difficult part.
Yeah. And Ruan, just in conclusion, so right now as we have this conversation, there is, this the glitches that keep on, creeping in, and then I remember during that particular period, we had electricity challenges with load shedding. Was that a problem for you at all?
My parents actually bought a generator specifically for that.
Okay.
So when there were alerts that load shedding was approaching and we were expected to write an exam or a test within that time, we would just connect, we would literally lay down the cables so that if the power went down, we just quickly switched and, for example, the test wouldn't interrupt.
Okay, no. Perfect. Thank you.
And
Okay, now conclude that point quickly.
And for our classes, if the power shut down and you couldn't join, our teachers would automatically record our session so you could just go back.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much for making time for us. Ruan Ferval there, joining us online. He did online homeschooling. 7 distinctions that he managed to achieve. And Jason Baras, who's joining us in studio from Sahiti, 9 distinctions, a full house. Congratulations once again, and all the best. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
All the best. Thank you so much. So we're asking you this morning...